It's time now for our On the Clock segment, where we give our panelists about 1 minute total to weigh in on some additional stories. First up, during a broadcast of a game between the Washington Redskins and the Arizona Cardinals last week, Ben Shelley, the outgoing president of the Navajo Nation, and his wife were seen sitting with the Redskins owner Dan Snyder and wearing hats with the Redskins logo. Meanwhile, during the game, about 150 people gathered to protest the team's name, calling it a racial slur and calling for a name change. Others support the brand and Mr. Snyder's franchise agreement to sell Navajo arts and crafts at FedEx Field and on the team's website. And Sophie, Mr. Shelley said, we were talking business. It's what you do in an owner's box. This big box, I'm a president, it's all innocent. The atmospherics.
We're just schmoozing. Well,
Yeah.
that comes in the context of the Navajo Nation under this president signing an agreement to have a major sponsorship from the Slurskins, thank you,
Right.
for a golf tournament run by the Navajo. And yeah, sure, it's business.
Interesting. Tom, your thought on the atmospherics of this?
Well, I think the timing of it all was really bad on many, many levels. I mean, it was really just a photo op, at the bare minimum. But the fact that it occurred on Columbus Day weekend just seemed to add additional insult to injury.
Yeah, Mr. Snyder's not giving up on this, is he?
No, he's not. And, from the standpoint of Ben Shelley, he came in distant in a very crowded race. He really doesn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
He's faced all the criticism as president that he's going to face.
There you go.
And maybe he had this invitation to go talk business, sit in a big box, and
That's right.
just said, I'm going to take advantage.
I had visions of the NFL commissioner going, I don't see anything. Just the game will be over soon. I'm not watching. You know what I mean?
For the record, in 1999, I wrote a column when I was doing sports saying that the Redskins should change their name.
Yeah.
That's when Snyder bought the team. I
Right.
thought this was a good time to do it.
Right.
Having said that, Brian Sanderoff had a poll that 77% of Native Americans here in New Mexico don't have an issue with it. I think that there are lots of other issues that Native Americans feel more strongly about. But having said that, though, I think they should change the name.
There you go. At the Vatican on Monday, an assembly of Roman Catholic bishops convened by Pope Francis released a preliminary report, calling for the church to welcome gays, divorcees, and unmarried couples, as well as the children of those less traditional families. The document, while not changing church doctrine, has a tone of acceptance and understanding, but will now be subjected to debate and revision before being finalized on Saturday. Some conservative groups are calling the report a betrayal and hearsay, while others call it a seismic shift in the church's attitude, especially towards gays. Tom, New Mexico is in the top 10 states with the highest percentage of Catholics. How do you think it went down here?
Well, that wasn't the only issue that was
true.
addressed.
It was
there
a lot of stuff.
Marriage, birth control, divorce. So, I think it's an issue of the Catholic Church actually saying, how are we going to become relevant in today's conversation?
Yeah, heresy is the word I was groping for. Sophie,
Well,
sorry
you know
about
what?
that.
I like the comments that this feels a little bit more like the post-Vatican II era, that it is in some ways a return to that more moderate spirit that we saw in Vatican II, which the church had turned away from under Radigan.
Right. We've yet to hear from the various bishops around the country, including ours here, about
Well,
this.
I think what we're seeing initially in the reaction is it's a seismic divide. It's going to create that divide and that discussion within the church. But obviously, the church has to do everything they can to be relevant and to, if they want to keep Catholics in their parishes and dioceses. We've seen some of it here with the Newman Center. What happened? Really good local example of a divide between the progressive side of the church and the conservatives.
It's not over on that front, that's for sure. Rob, your quick thought on it?
Yeah, there seems to be a real struggle there. It seems that Pope Francis is trying to put people in the synod who are a little bit more progressive, and there's a lot of pushback.
Well, you're really seeing his influence now, isn't it? It's just so clear. It's amazing. Now, a recording of a statement by Republican candidate Alan Way, apparently made to a business group, has been used by Democratic incumbent Senator Tom Udall in a campaign ad. In it, Mr. Way's voice is heard saying, quote, no minimum wage below the age of 26. And then later on, quote, so what if they make $4 an hour? So what? Now, with the ad focusing on the word so what, in a statement Mr. Way sent to the Santa Fe New Mexican, he said he favors raising the minimum wage for some while standing by his idea of eliminating it for younger workers, thereby creating jobs and reducing delinquency. The Udall campaign argues that it shows he is out of touch with the needs of young workers and single mothers. Diane, would you agree with that from the party, or was there something else involved here that you saw?
Well, I think that, first of all, it was such a unhappy Mitt Romney moment for him, to be recorded and have that go out. But I would say that this idea that you can pay people less up to age 26
Right.
does not reflect the realities of life of the people who have children, jobs, and everything that's happening
Sure.
between ages, the time they get out of high school
That's right.
and 26 years old.
What is it? Does it affect on the campaign? Of course, it doesn't. Get him anything? I don't think. What do you think?
It's an effective ad because the way he says it is such a forceful way.
Right.
I also think that Waze runs some very good ads against Udall, especially about Obamacare and Udall's own words saying, I think we could have done more with it.
Right. Quickly, Tom.
Everything can be taken out of context in campaign season. What I was disappointed in me was that Alan Way did not provide the clarification to that comment when given the opportunity.
Sophie, if you finish for us.
I'm not sure that this turns voters away from Way, but it may be a motivator for Udall voters.
There you go. Thank you all for being here. We'll see the rest of these on the clocks on the web. As always, all of us here at New Mexico in Focus appreciate your time and your effort to stay informed and engaged. Catch up with us anytime on Facebook and Twitter by searching New Mexico in Focus. And you can find archived interviews and often bonus material from our shows on our YouTube channel and at newmexicoinfocus.org. I'm Gene Grant. We'll see you next week in Focus.